everybody. Thanks for tuning in again. Today I want to take a second and talk about these alternate changes to a rhythm changes that you can, put over a rhythm changes in order to, make things a bit more interesting. And say it's, definitely more in like the straight ahead bebop vein. But yeah, we'll go over the changes, talk about a little bit where I think they kind of come from, the theory behind it, and some ways to play over them. And then at the end, we'll talk about John Scofield lick that he played over these changes as well. So yeah, basically the premise of these is that you're back cycling circle of fifths all the way down in order to get to the 4 chord of the rhythm changes. So instead of, this whole space where it's, 1, 6, 2, 5, 3, 6, 2, 5, and then you start to get to the 4 chord, 4. You're playing these changes over that whole thing, and all just in an effort to get to where this your 1 chord turns dominant, and you end up on the 4 chord. So what that ends up being is you start on the F sharp in the key of B flat. You start on F sharp 7, B7, E7, A7, D7, G7, C7, F7, and now you're at, the turnaround. So in time, that's F sharp, E, A, D, G, C, F, turnaround. So, I think where that's kind of the idea behind that is, you see it a lot in the blues too, in bebop. Like people talk about the bird blues. His changes over like Blues for Alice or Confirmation, where instead of a regular blues where you have these 4 bars up front until you get to the E flat 4 chord. Those 4 bars, he puts this sort of back cycle of 2 5s in order to get to the 4 chord. So same idea. In B flat, that would be, and then A, D, G, C, F, B flat to get to this, E flat chord. And it's the same sort of idea. You take this chain of 2 5s and basically play through them, all just creating tension to finally get to that, 4 chord. So one way to kind of get you started playing over this is something I learned at first. It's a, it's academic sounding, kind of more of an exercise, but it'll it spells out the chords really nice, and I think from there you can start to make your own ideas and stuff. But basically, this is the lick. Super straightforward. It starts right on the 3rd of the F sharp 7 chord, goes right up the triad, 3, 5, 1, and then you come down to get to the 3rd of the B7 chord, and then you come down that scale, right down the scale, right down the dominant B scale, and now you're on the E, starting on the 3rd of that E7 chord, and it's the exact same pattern all the way down the neck. D7, G, C, F, and then you're back to that B flat, and you can hear where the turnaround starts. In time, it's like. you know, and if you're playing with a band, especially who, you know, is kind of hip to this sort of thing, and, you know, the idea is that hopefully the bass player will kind of link up with you on those changes. It doesn't sound as good, you know, if they just keep playing the regular rhythm changes chords, but a little faster. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So that's one way to do it. But as you get going here, you know, I would say really spelling out the chords is kind of your best bet here, and your the triads, you know, just sort of figuring out, exploring different ways. You know, to just link triads together, and seventh chord arpeggios. Usually for this sort of thing ends up sounding the best, and you know, you can go up one and down the other. You know, maybe like. You know, and mix and match them. Lots of different things you can do there. I would suggest exploring that, you know, really wearing it out and just trying to find some different ways that you can, you know, get through those changes and spell them out nicely. You know, I transcribed this SCO line. I noticed that on his recording, it's off of his live album called En Route. That first tune, We, rhythm changes. He plays like 100 choruses, and they're all just like so killing. But right around the 3:30 mark, you can hear the band starts to, you know, do this sort of back cycle thing. And this is the line that he plays. It's like right around 3:30, 3:40, I think, in the tune. He goes. And you know that he's really again playing the triads and just spelling out this, you know, back cycle thing so beautifully. But we'll break it down a little bit. I'll play it a little bit slower. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And then it's the turnaround. He plays this cool like diminished thing. But, you know, primary focus is how he's playing over this whole back cycle idea. So he starts right on the F sharp, goes up the triad. You know, it's all just chord tones. 1, 3, 2. Ends up back on the third of the F sharp. And then up the B7 scale. Basically a triad with the passing note in there. And then he's on the E chord. Up B. E triad. A. D. D, G7, and then down this sort of, you know, C hits the third of the C there, and then down the F augmented chord, and then he's at the turnaround. So real slow again, one more time. 1, 2, 3. F sharp, B, E, A, D, G, C, F augmented, and he's at the top. Super killing. I hope that teaches you something. But biggest thing here is just talking about the back cycling. Playing whatever you can over a lot of different possibilities you can play, and yeah, I'll drop the track, the Scofield track, down below, and happy practicing with it. Hope you got something out of it, and make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Be doing more videos like this, and yeah, thanks again.